Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there. I've showed you this tweet now 3 times today. But I want you to, what I didn't show you is it got community noted.
What?
Oh, this.
So he goes, maybe this is helpful clarification. I'm referring to bringing in via legal immigrants to the top 0.1% of engineering talent. Now, I've already told you this. In 1 year alone at Tesla, just Tesla, not his SpaceX, not Twitter, just one company, he brought in 720 H-1B visa workers in tech. Really?
Well, we got a Cybertruck out of it. That great truck that looks like shit.
So Alexander Augustine says Elon Musk backtracking lie about the 0.1% caught a community note. Hey, F you, freak. So when he got called out by MAGA for wanting to import labor to take American jobs that we have people here to do, listen to Eric Weinstein, a PhD in STEM. He'll tell you we have that. He then started to go, no, it's just 0.1%. I found out like that he hired over 720 workers at just Tesla in 1 year alone. 2023. That's just 1 year.
Well, it's a team of 7 million or so, right? So,
and check this out. And left to their own devices, they'll hire $9 an hour engineers. That's what Boeing did. Then they had 2 crashes.
Wow.
So this guy did a long thread, and he said, I downloaded 5 years of H-1B data from the U.S. Department of Labor website. 4 million records, and I spent the day crunching the data. I went into this with an open mind, but to be honest, I'm now extremely skeptical of how this program works.
I'd rather hire a $9 Indian to crunch that data, sir. Thank you. You're fired.
To start with, this program is massively popular with employers. The program has a statutory limit of 85,000 visas per year. So, but in the law, it says you can only bring in 85,000 H-1B visas a year, but employers routinely receive approval for more than 800,000 applications. 868,000, or 10 times the limit in 2024 alone. Contrary to what I expected, the average salary for the H-1B is relatively low. So they're lower paid. Exactly. Slightly under $120K a year. Given this much of the H-1B debate pertains to tech workers, assume the average, incorrectly, because they're bringing them in to do everything. Assume the average would be higher, but this is the beauty of data, right? You can see that salaries are disproportionately weighted towards the lower end. So they're bringing in lower paid, not the 0.1% brilliant genius Einsteins.
Yeah.
They're not bringing in Steve Jobs.
Hotel cooks, mostly.
They're bringing in 7-Eleven cashiers. I've seen that.
They're taking the jobs from Mexican cooks? That's unbelievable.
In other words, 75% of the jobs are paying less than $150K. Only 25% are 150K plus, and those only 2.5 are 250 plus. So if this is not what Elon is saying and Vivek is saying, I roughly categorize job descriptions into computer, software, tech-related roles, and everything else in gray. So the blue is that, and everything else is gray. Almost all the prominent job categories are tech-related. The 2 top categories for software developer roles are 1.1 million over 5 years by themselves. So there's 1.1 million software developer roles by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
This is old news, Jimmy. Like 10 years ago when I was looking stuff up about this, they were telling all how it's like NAFTA. They were explaining how it was just, and they were having interviews with people that were technicians who had to train their replacements, like the Disney thing. I hate Disney, but it was screwed up. The guy thought he was getting a bonus, had to train his replacement that they shipped in.
And they have to train their replacement.
And it's only gotten worse. So it's been a lie for
a long time.
A decade.
Basically, every role with 30,000 plus H-1B applications is for STEM field, with the exception of accountants and auditors, most of them IT related at that. There's a little more variety in roles of smaller numbers, but overall, the tilt towards STEM remains throughout. Let's review the applications by employer again, with teal, the color teal, representing IT roles, and gray being everything else. There's some huge numbers there. 15 companies alone received approval for 20,000 workers each. Looking at the applications by employer, NAICS code 5415, computer systems design, absolutely dwarfs everything else. 1.2 million applications over 5 years. The next two largest are 6,113, that's at universities, and 5,416 for consulting. As the consultants like to say, let's double click this. As it turns out, these are all Indian companies.
Right.
That import H-1B tech workers en masse. And then he lists
Congress.
He lists all the companies. There aren't American companies that needed international talent to fill critical roles. They're foreign companies that appear to have been founded to place overseas tech workers into U.S. companies as contractors.
Insourcing.
What jobs are these companies seeking visas for? A metric F ton of IT and software roles. Over the past 5 years, 80,000 computer system analysts. Cognizant is the big player here. That's a company. 50,000 system engineers, architects, programmers. Looks like, so there you go.
This has been going on for a long time.
This chart here shows each company's average salary for each role. I've added a shaded gray band between 80 and 120,000 to highlight where the preponderance of salaries fell. He says, now I've spent my career in M&A and corporate finance, and I've been involved in a lot of budget and hiring decisions. Unless we've overpaid every developer and IT person at every company I've ever worked for, 80,000 to 100,000 for roles like this is not the market. So he's saying that the H-1B visa people are way on. He goes, unless everywhere I've ever worked, we've overpaid people, they're being paid under the market.
Yeah,
the H-1B
like how Steve
people
Hofstadter got college gigs.
The H-1B program isn't just Indian companies requesting visa for IT workers, though. The list of companies seeking visas for accountants is a who's who of Big Four and the other prominent accounting firms. EY is crushing the competition with 16,000 applications. EY also has the largest share of employees seeking visas for finance-related jobs, followed by investment banks Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, and Citibank.
Oh.
Here are the roles for each EY sought visas. I don't have to get into this. Google, not surprisingly, had 45,000 applications for software developers alone.
And they were all hired. I can assure you that.
Google.
Get the Subway sandwiches and why they can't make the sandwich in the picture.
You can see where I'm going with this. A casual perusal of the data shows that this isn't a program for the top 0.1% of talent, as it's been described. This is simply a way to recruit hundreds of thousands of relatively lower wage IT and financial service professionals. That's what this is. America needs to be a destination for the world's most elite talent, but the H-1B program isn't the way to do that. I'm going to stop posting for now, but let me know if... So, just to go back to where he got the community note. The community note says the United States provides O1 visas for individuals with extraordinary ability or achievement, or the 0.1% of engineers that he's talking about. So there's a different visa for those people.
Yeah.
It's called the O1.
I don't know if you know this. IT isn't exactly cutting edge tech.
That's
they
right.
call that at DeVry.
So he's talking about coders.
That's blue collar work in the world of tech. 100%. In fact, it's probably it's like the job where you could like make a living still. as a blue collar as being IT. Well, I guess not for long.
So the H-1B visas are intended for temporary hires.
Yeah.
In specialty fields. But what he's talking about when he says the 0.1%, that's the 01 visa. So
we send them home after they work on top secret shit. We send them back to their country.
Right?
You think that's how that works?
That's not how that works. So he's making it up that the H-1B visa program is for the 0.1%. There's already a different visa program for that. So he's bullshitting, lying. Of course he is. And he looks at the MAGA people who got Trump elected as peasants and go F yourself in your face. Because I am the oligarch. I'm the richest man in the world, and I'll do whatever goddamn I feel like.
I'm the alpha male. Yeah, Kyle's impression makes me laugh. He's such a dork. You take a step back and go F yourself in your face. Yeah, he's a little dancing, like how they said it's like a Bannon called him. He's like a little dancing. He's not the richest man in the world. He's obviously a front. Neuralink is not a new invention. Tesla was not his invention. Steve Jobs, you recall. I agree, Steve Bannon. Nerds shouldn't be in charge. Steve Jobs used to yell at nerds like Bill Burr's joke. You need someone to bully the nerds properly. When the nerds are in charge, shit gets real weird. That's why Epstein Islands happen, because you can get nerds into anything. You can make atomic bombs if you hook nerds in.
So after this guy called him out, and he got community noted, Elon Musk, for BSing, Elon Musk then responded to that guy, and he said, easily fixed by raising the minimum salary significantly and adding a yearly cost for maintaining an H-1B employee.
Wait, that's what Trump did.
So that's what Trump did, and guys like him got it taken away. Trump did that 4 years ago when he made it way more expensive to hire an H-1B visa worker. And then Apple and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and people like Elon got together and overturned Trump's rule. And now Trump's going along with them. And so
he's saying he agrees with the Trump rule? Because now I'm very confused.
Now this is called backtracking, Kurt.
Okay, because I agree with what he's saying right here. I agree with
what he's saying, but now he wasn't saying that at first. At first, he's saying, go F yourself in your face. We're going to do what we want to do. And then now I'm done. And then this guy does this deep dive, shows him that he's all full of it. Eric Weinstein calls him out. Vivek runs with his tail between his legs. And so now he says, oh, no. Oh, well, what we could do is fix this. Is we can make the salary minimum way higher and make it materially more expensive to hire from overseas than domestically. I've been very clear that the program is broken and needs major reform. Oh, really? So, but you didn't think to say that until after this guy called you out.
I went and checked because I was upset, and he did say he needs reform, but that's not the reform he said. I was surprised to discover that reform Trump has already done.
Yeah, Trump did this reform already. It got overturned. And if this was
their top point,
if this is what you wanted to do, nobody would have had a problem with it, Elon. Nobody. If you would have came out and said, "Hey, we got to get the 0.1% of talent, and we're going to have to pay them way more than we pay Americans," nobody would have had a problem with that, because then you're not displacing American jobs. But that's not what the H-1B visa program's about. That's what the O-1 visa program's about.
Where's Vivek? Because he's not saying this. The other Doge brother, the Doge is the thing they're going to be for efficiency, right?
Yeah.
So Vivek should be weighing in too, because Elon censoring people was obnoxious as hell. But the thing Vivek said was like even more of an angering thing, even though, you know what I mean? Like, and he's saying nothing now. If Elon wants to punk out to Trump's old rule, good for you, Elon. Hey, you will be cool if that's what you advocate for.
So I think this is just him backtracking, and he doesn't mean this. And this is meant to get the peasants to go away. But you're going to see these people on Twitter go, "Oh, Vivek's got a point." That's peasant mind thinking.
It is.
That's peasant mind thinking. And if you think a billionaire has the workers in mind, you're incorrect. You're a chump. You think a billionaire, the richest guy in the world, is looking out for the workers, you're a chump of all chumps. And I'm not saying I wouldn't act the same way if I was the world's richest man. I'm saying that's why you have to have class solidarity, and you can't let Elon is not your hero.
None of these people are.
None of them are.
Look,
and
if Trump now advocates this, good. I don't know him. I don't care about him. I don't have an idol that I worship like a hero. Just get the thing done.
Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there.